Hi everyone, welcome to Yoga with Nina. Thank you so much for joining. Today we're going to move quite a bit from head to toes, so hop onto your mat, let's get the glow flow going. Let's begin in a seat. You can just check that your sitting bones are comfortably rooted on the mat. And then start to move your spine a bit toward each side, kind of nice circles from side to side. You can also support with your arms to press a bit away from your legs, upper body, and if you find a sweet spot, also staying there and turning the chest a bit down toward the earth. Just some smoothness around that spine, inhaling and exhaling. And also easing in toward the shoulders, in toward the head and neck space. Check that your face is soft, your lips are smooth, and then switching toward the opposite direction. Again, maybe there's a certain spot in your body that needs just some special care and awareness today. So you dedicate a couple of breaths in toward that space. Keeping everything else smooth and soft as you ease in toward those rounding, curling movements. When you start to come back in toward your center, make the circles a bit smaller and smaller, all the way until you can close your eyes and just intuitively feel where your midline sits. So then from there, feel your sitting bones all the way in toward the chest, in toward the heart, all the way in toward your neck, throat, and in toward the crown of your head. Spread the arms all the way out. Take a full breath in as you begin your practice. Open up the arms as your hands connect. Exhale everything out in toward your midline. Breathe it in toward your center. Again, take a full breath in. Widen the arms, hands. Still inhaling as you open up fully. And as your exhale comes, you ground your palms down in toward the heart center, in toward your belly and hips. Take a last long breath in, palms facing up. Deep inhale. Pick up everything you need for your day, for your practice. Exhale all the way, ground in toward your heart space. Take a moment to dedicate your practice, to thank yourself for showing up on the mat, doing the work, doing the practice. And as you release, maybe opening up the eyes, plant your right hand or right elbow down on toward the mat and stretch in toward your left side body. And just a couple of movements here, finding out where you have your tension or tightness. You can also bend your elbow. Bring the shoulder a bit more in toward the body as you lean your elbow a bit further away from you. Good, reach your arm all the way through the fingertips, a bit sideways, and as you breathe out, switch the sides and just enjoy those first moments of your practice here. Same thing here, inhale all the way, and even if your sides can feel so different, dedicate your breath evenly and equally in toward those ribs, in toward the side of your neck, shoulder, and again, if you like, bend the elbow a bit behind, and the shoulder blades come in, and as you breathe out, all the way back up in toward your seat, and find your way to transition into an all-four position on toward your knees. So from here, move intuitively. You can also settle the hands a bit more underneath the shoulders, the knees a bit more underneath your hips, if they're not there already. And start to swing yourself intoward extension and flexion of the spine. Again, the inhale picks yourself up. The exhale, ground your spine. Breathe everything out. Find a soft sound of ujjayi, so this little ocean sound in the back of your throat. Extending the exhale as you curl in. And elongating the inhale as you open up chest, throat. Exhale all the way out. And with your inhale, one more time, all the way open up belly space, chest and heart. Find a neutral spine and switch one hand after the other so your fingertips are pointing backwards, so your thumb is pointing out toward the side. If this is too intense, just walk your hands closer toward your knees, so you have less weight in your wrists. Otherwise, hands straight underneath your shoulders. If you're really flexible in your joints, micro-bend your elbows. And same thing here, you can move your spine, exhaling out like a constant rinse of wave. Just float from the back in toward your chest and all the way back in toward your low back. Good, keep the breath smooth and steady, and if you want a bit more intensity, then you just lean your weight more back toward your heels, and then your forearm stretch is gonna intensify a bit. Add on one or two more breaths, moving or just pulsing backwards slightly. And as you breathe out, settle one hand after the other back into its position on the earth. Good. Take a deep inhale all the way, raise the chest up. Exhale, pull the belly in. Good. Extend the left leg back long and settle down the left foot sideways in line with your right foot and with your right knee. If you need extra support, right toes behind you. Open up the whole left sideline now as you ground down through your right hand and through the outer edge of your left leg. And then lift the left arm all the way up. Find a steady support and reach your spine in towards space. Maybe looking up into your palm or just keeping your head and neck soft and smooth. Reach the arm overhead now and start to circle that hand all the way down as you breathe out. All the way in as you curl yourself up. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Good. Switch your rotation. Exhale down. Inhale up. Maybe moving your head accordingly. Exhale all the way. And inhale up. As you plant your hand, settle the hand underneath the shoulder. Tuck your right toes back in toward the center and step the left foot in line with your right knee. So you just make sure you ground through the outer edge of your left foot. And then walk your hands a bit further forward so you have a nice long spine. And drop the head all the way toward the earth, just bowing your head in. Feeling a gentle inner leg stretch of your left thigh and allowing for yourself to soften around the shoulders. Add on 2 more breaths. Inhale fully. Exhale, deep dive your head down. Always moving in and back out like a wave, like a flowing and ebbing. And at one point you settle back your hands underneath the shoulders. And you reach your left arm all the way up. Curl the heart sideways. Pull the left hip a bit back and extend the breath in toward your whole left side. And as you exhale, settle the hand down. Bring the left leg all the way back underneath your left hip. Switching sides. Right leg extends sideways. Tuck the back toe, left toes under. And switching toward your right side. Inhale all the way, lift and lengthen. Exhale, allow for your right arm to reach a bit higher up, as if you want to pull both arms apart. And then kick the right leg a bit stronger down and extend the right arm overhead, full body breath. Exhale, curl the right hand all the way down. With your inhale, again, more pranic, more opening up, chest, shoulders. Exhale all the way down, swing the hand down. As you breathe in, start to switch the rotation, opposite movement all the way down, lifting up with your inhale. Reach hand away from the body, away from the center. One more time, inhale fully, curl the ribs open. And as you breathe out, settle this right hand back underneath your right shoulder. Turn the left toes in. This time slide the right foot a bit about the height of your left knee. And then you can ease your arms a bit more forward as if you want to sit more back toward your hips. Ground the hands down, drop the head down, and breathe into your inner right leg. 2 or 3 smooth breath in through the nose, exhaling out, and again finding some softness somewhere within your spine. Maybe it is your shoulders, maybe it is your neck. Add on a deep dive as you breathe out. Good, and as you inhale back on toward your hands, ground the left arm and reach your right arm all the way, curl the heart, the chest in towards side, and pull the right hip a gentle bit backward so you breathe in toward the right sideline. As you exhale, ground the right hand down and bring the right knee back in toward your chest. From there, start to raise up in toward your downward facing dog and just move your legs a bit. So maybe your hamstrings are pretty tight or tender today, so you give yourself a bit more space as you bend the knees. And you can set your heels down, alternatively just lengthening through the upper body. Could add on 1 or 2 more breaths, steady, moving, heels toward the earth, dropping head heavy between your arms. Good. And then for a moment, walk your feet closer in toward each other. Lift your left leg all the way up and bend your left knee sideways. And take that first nice lift through your whole left sideline. You can come up onto your right tippy toes, and even if some of you like, on toward your left fingertips. And then reach a breath from your left knee all the way into your left fingertips. Good, and you can bend the knee, maybe changing the angle a bit, all the way in toward your left toes as you reach the leg up. Exhale, settle down the left hand, settle down the left foot. Switch sides. Reach your right leg up, inhale, open up the knee sideways. And one more time, if you like, onto your left tippy toes and on toward your right fingertips. And then keep on bending the standing leg so you create that nice and long sensation through the right side. And never closing the joint in a way that you lock it and overstretch it, but give it a bit of space. That's what you do when you bend the knee. Keep on extending through the right side. One more inhale all the way to your right toes. And then you exhale, settle the hand down, bring your right foot back in toward the body. In toward the earth. Roll yourself forward like a wave, wrapping yourself forward, plank pose, hold and hover. Gently extend the chin. Drop down onto the knees for that first round. Drop the chest down and inhale in toward your cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale out, downward facing dog. We take 2 more rounds. Drop the head, look between your legs. Find a moment. Inhale. Exhale, head heavy. Inhale again. Look between your hands. On your end of the exhale, start to walk your feet forward. Take a big breath in, raise the chest. Take a full exhale out and curl the head in toward your knees. Inhale, lift, open up the arms overhead. Exhale, hands in toward the heart center, ground in toward the feet. As you breathe back in, open up the arms, full lift. As you exhale, bow your head down, wrap the hands around or bring your chin a bit more toward your knees. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, step, or hop back in toward your plank pose. Pull the belly in, lower down halfway or 1 straight plank in toward upward facing dog or cobra. As you breathe out, back into your downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale, take a full exhale, align the spine. Inhale again. As you exhale, look between your hands and come forward. Take another full breath in, another full exhale out. Inhale, lift the arms all the way overhead, full reach. Exhale, hands in toward your heart center. Inhale, arms sideways or over front. And exhale yourself back down. One more round. Curl the head in and give yourself a hug. Inhale, extend. Exhale, step, step, or walk back plank pose. Pull the belly in, center of the body strong. Neck elongates, lower than halfway all the way. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And with your exhale, guide your hips back into your downward facing dog. Good, and then stay for 2 breaths. Inhale all the way. Exhale everything out. Stretch into the sides, pull the navel in. Good, and then you roll yourself forward into your plank pose. Settle down the right hand underneath the heart and come into your Shavasana or side plank. So what you want to make sure here is that you support with your right knee in case you need, just to have that steady support. Otherwise, both feet stack on top of each other and you start to lift the hip a bit higher up. Use your toes super flexed, reach the left arm over the right. And try to kick everything up as high as you can, steady the breathing. With an exhale, look down the earth, plant the opposite hand down, and switch the sides. So, one more time. Right foot in front for supported Shavasana, and otherwise, stack your feet again. Lift the hip up, kick the hip up. Keep on reaching through the right hand. Keep the breath nice and even around your mid-back, around your side. And as you exhale, both hands come down. Find again your downward facing dog. Take a full in-breath, full exhale out. Inhale, raise the right leg up, open up the right knee sideways. Exhale, settle the right foot between your hands. Take a high lunge, inhale, just nicely lifting the arms overhead, steady the breath. Take an exhale, sit a bit deeper in toward your hips. Good. Right hand grabs the left wrist, pull your left side all the way long. And at the same time, you keep on grounding a bit more in toward your feet, in toward your seat. Good. Take another full breath in. And as you breathe out, all the way, lower both hands down. Set left foot next to your right, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms float overhead. Exhale, hands ground in toward your midline. Take a full steady breath, soften the shoulders. And as you re-inhale, arms float overhead. As you breathe out, forward fold and make yourself a big compact every time. Inhale, look forward, step, step, or hop back, plank pose. Again, both hands align, pull the belly in, lower down, low plank. Inhale, in toward upward facing dog. Good. Keep on pulling the chest open as your hands reach back, expanding the chest. And as you breathe out, peel yourself back down dog, lifting left leg up into its space. Open up that left knee sideways. 1 or 2 breaths. Continuously rinse the breath. Step the left foot between your hands. High lunge. Inhale, arms float up. Find your seat. Just as you align the feet, back heel high, left hand catches the right wrist, and you draw yourself a bit more over toward the left side. You keep on sitting down, 1 or 2 more breaths all the way toward your toward your right side. Keep on breathing in toward that right side. Good. And as you exhale out all the way, hands come down. settle yourself, forward fold. And from there, step it up into toward Uttanasana. Exhale everything, ground the head down. Inhale, slowly float the arms overhead. Exhale, right back down, forward fold. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, step, or hop back, plank pose one more time. Vinyasa, clean, pull the belly in, lower, hold. Inhale, open up the chest, throat. Exhale, back down dog. Right hand underneath your chest. Turning into Vashisthasana on your right hand again. So one more time, you can support with your right knee down or with your left foot in front, holding that. Otherwise, stack both feet. Lift the hip a bit higher. Any variation through your standing leg and through your high leg. Trying to kick everything up as active as you can, and then keep a soft gaze, soft breath around your lips. And then step that left foot behind you lightly, finding a drop back. Inhale, keep on extending in toward the legs. Open up in toward your sides. Full breath into the belly. Bend the knees, bring the left leg back, stack it, and then step forward, big step between your right hand and the outer edge of your mat. That's it. So when you're here, also with your hand supporting that, find a moment where you turn the back heel down and you inhale yourself into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Take a moment here to gather the breath. And as you inhale, straighten the front leg. As you exhale, ground the left hand. Reach your right arm overhead or even in toward space. Good. Take another moment, inhale. Take another moment, curl the chest a bit more. You can always take that left hand on toward your shin. As you bring yourself back and up, bend the back leg, turn the back toes out, and sit into Skandasana. The hands can support, or you sit down pretty deeply, feeling this inner left leg stretch again. Take another moment or reach the left arm up and really breathe in toward the tight spots all the way around the body. Good. From there, all the way back in toward the front of the mat. So step the left foot down, ground both hands down, lift left leg all the way up in towards space. Open up the left knee sideways. Full breath in. Exhale all the way and bring that left foot down on toward the mat. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, roll yourself forward. Drop down knees or straight plank. Inhale into cobra or upward facing dog. Really smoothly around your chest and neck, wherever you're at. Sometimes it's really nice just to add on a little bit of movement. And then you exhale all the way back, downward facing dog. Switching sides, side plank on your left hand. Turn your body toward the right side. And again, option 1, stepping for support, right foot in front. Otherwise, stack both feet. Inhale, lift the right arm up. If you can, lift the hip up a bit higher and optionally just raise one more leg away from the ground. Keep the breath steady and supported. And at one point, really mindfully, step down the right foot, maybe turn the left foot up as well. And then you inhale into that little drop back, all the way, strong support through the feet. Keep on reaching, one more breath. As you exhale, bend the knees. Find your way back into stability first. And then you look down where you want to step the right foot and you take a big step forward with your right leg. Good. Take a breath and from there, strong right foot, ground the back foot down. Warrior 2 toward the left side. Ease into it. Find a moment. Arms pretty soft. Looking over the front hand. And then inhale all the way. Exhale, find your Trikonasana. Reach the left arm up and towards space and find a moment just to steady in toward your legs, in toward reaching up and rooting down. Good. Take another breath in, and as you exhale, bend your front knee, turn your back toes out a bit, and sit down as you straighten your right leg. And just, you can stay up a bit higher if this is more comfortable for your joints, or you lower down toward the earth. Now, check that you're not collapsing into your joints, rather super active around your joints. And maybe, and only maybe, you reach the arm up into its space, finding that big breath. Your right toes are a bit active, so you're not collapsing. Keep on breathing and turning. By now, you should feel a bit warm, I hope. As you breathe out, take your hand down and walk yourself forward toward your right foot. Good. Take a deep breath in and hop the right foot into your three-legged down dog. As you exhale all the way in toward your full downward facing dog. Roll forward, really curling yourself forward, and maybe you just drop the hips down, skipping the chaturanga and inhaling in toward your throat and neck. Good. Press down, maybe play a bit with your legs. Lift the power and energy into your heart space. And as you exhale, all the way downward facing dog. Good. Take a moment here, full breath in. Take a moment, bend the knees, mat distance apart. Find your child's pose and ground for about 5 to 10 breaths, all the way toward the earth. Just let your breath carry a bit of softness in toward the space where you maybe tightened a bit too much. And then just long full inhale, deep long exhale out. Again, full breath in. And full exhale out. With every exhale you take, you allow for a bit of release somewhere within your system. Good, and then use your hands for support as you lift yourself in toward your seat. Good, now this is only if headstand is in your practice. Otherwise, you take a little longer in your child's pose, or just see how it goes. Try to be really mindful and never jump up into your headstand. So you can ground your elbows down like a little triangle, planting the hands and settling the top of your head, the crown of your head in toward the earth. The back of your head kind of grounds against your hands. You don't want to collapse, so you press strongly into your elbows as you start to lift the legs away from the mat. And then walk your feet in as much as you can. So if you feel this is heavy on your neck, really don't come up all the way. Try to walk in the feet and find a moment to lift up. So maybe it means you lift up both legs at the same time. Maybe it means you pull in one knee and then the other and start to extend the legs up into its space. Good, and try to reach up. Keep on lifting up through your central channel. And find a couple of deep breaths. Rooting down through your elbows. And come down by pulling one knee in after the other, super slowly. And then re-extending the toes down super slowly as well. Bend the knees one more time and relax your head down into another child's pose, just so your neck stays long and spacious. So take a couple of breaths in through your nose Exhaling out your mouth or out your nose. Settle back, your hands onto the ground mindfully. Distribute the weight evenly. And start to relift yourself into your downward facing dog. Good. From your down dog, take a full inhale. Reach the hips a bit longer, higher. Feeling toward your heels and toward your toes. And then align your right foot into a figure 4 downward facing dog with your left knee deeply bent. So if you're not sure, you really just want to bend that left knee as much as you can and keep the right knee bent and squeeze your right leg a bit backwards so you feel the right outer hip. Good. Take another full inhale. Maybe wiggle the hip a bit from right to left side. And then all the way, drop both knees down and toward the mat. You can tuck your right toes under, or you can keep them pointed. And take your hands underneath the shoulders and round your back. Good. Inhale into a little arch cat and cow. Exhale out your nose or mouth. Peel everything in toward your center. As you inhale, start to walk your hands a bit forward and toward your Anahata Asana, just a bit asymmetric. Either onto your forehead or onto your chin, and allow for your chest to slide down with a couple more breaths that you take. Remember that this right hip wants to come a bit forward, but you scoop it a bit more back and away from you so you have that nice long right side body. Maybe you can drop your chest down for one more inhale. Good. Now as you breathe out, bring your hands back underneath the heart. Tuck your left toes under if they're not tucked under yet. Lift your right leg up and open up that whole right sideline in towards space. Good. Stretch all the way across the body. Enjoy that warmth that you've created. And as you breathe out, switch sides. Right leg down. Left foot, figure 4, downward facing dog. Reach your knees, bend the knees, both knees, especially that right knee, and scoop yourself a bit higher in and up. Let the head drop. 1 or 2 more breaths, wiggling hips from side to side. And then settle down the knee and keep yourself. Hands underneath the chest. Inhale, little arch. Exhale, fully rounding your back. Good. Again, inhale all the way, open up the chest, the throat. Exhale everything out. And one side might feel completely different to the other, so just see how it goes. Inhale and then start to walk your hands a bit more forward into that heart opening toward the earth. Drop the chest down, chin down, or the forehead. And keep on breathing. Inhaling fully. Exhaling, still scooping that left knee a bit further away from you. And every time you allow for your body to sit a bit more deep in toward the posture, maybe also dropping your elbows down or forearms. Good. And as you breathe out, back on toward your hands. Walk your hands a bit more backward. Lift your back knee up into its space and elongate your left whole side body now. So reach your left leg all the way up, point your toes, stretch in toward the whole body. Exhale, left foot all the way down. Peel yourself forward one more time. You can skip the chaturanga, or you can just find your plank or straight in toward upward facing dog. Pick up the legs, draw the chest open, throat open, long inhale. And as you breathe out, downward facing dog. Settle down both feet and walk your hands a bit toward your feet and your feet a bit toward your hands. And then drop in toward your forward fold or Uttanasana. Relax your head and neck. If some of you like to release the arms, you can also bring the palms together and spill the arms all the way overhead. So really supporting in toward the feet, shifting the weight a bit into your toes, and allowing with every exhale to settle the breath in toward the tight spot of your shoulders. As you bring yourself back, release the arms, widen your feet quite a lot, and squat down in toward Malasana. So the hands can find each other in front of the heart, and you allow for a bit of rooted sensation through the feet. Take a big breath in, close the eyes. Take a full exhale out, root down in toward your legs. Feel the shifts that you have created in your practice. And breathe as deeply as you can again in toward your navel space. As you breathe out, support yourself, either with the hand in front or behind your back, to sit down. And eventually to lay down onto your mat. And you can hug the knees in, gentle bit of just soothing into the low back. Good. And from there, settle the feet, mat distance apart, and take that moment of time to just rest the hands in the belly, the knees together. So we're eventually coming into 3 rounds of back bending practice. And up to you how you want to proceed from here. Just be mindful that every back bend, you just want to feel a bit in your chest and into your heart space, but not in your low back. So as soon as you feel compressed in your low back, you just step a bit away from it, okay? So step the feet underneath the knees. And you want to be able to touch the heels with your hands. That's about how far or how close you want to walk the feet in. And then about hip distance apart, reach your hips all the way up. The hands can rest outside of your body, outside of your mat, or you connect the hands underneath your back and scoop yourself a bit higher up. You can feel your neck long. Feel your feet and legs super steady. And use again that nice warmth that you've created along your spine to lift in and up. And then 2 more breaths. Grounding as you breathe out. And lifting as you breathe in. Exhale, release the hands. Soften your hips all the way back down. And again, feet wide, let your knees come in together, neutralize your back. Take a full breath in, widen the ribs. And maybe exhale with a little sound, just to soften in toward the earth. Good, and you can repeat what we just did 2 more rounds in your own time. If you have been practicing full wheel or the Urdhva Dhanurasana posture, you could settle the feet exactly the same way. You can lift the hip up, and from here you will plant your hands next toward your ears. So make sure you really can steady the hands down. And then as you lift up all the way, come on toward your hands. And then the head drops heavy, still strong support with your feet as you reach the breath in toward the chest. Good, take 1 or 2 breaths, open up the whole front line. You can also come onto your toes, that gives you a bit more space in the back. Add on 1 more inhale. And when you come down, tuck your chin in. Land on your shoulders and exhale yourself again. Round 2, hands on your midline, knees come in together. full breath in, feel your pulsations along the spine, and exhale all the way. The full heart opening posture, this wheel pose. So maybe you feel that vibration along the heart. Add on one more round. Again, bridge pose or up and toward your wheel. Heels ground, hands next to your ears, lifting up and grounding down. The more you ground down, the more you lift the chest, the pelvis up in towards space. Keep again, the head super heavy. Just drop the head. And then try to straighten the arms a bit more and use your feet for a strong and steady support. Good, one more in breath, and as you exhale, tuck the chin in. Exhale yourself back down. Good, from here, take your knees wide this time. Keep the low back grounded. So after your full extension, you want to make sure for a moment to keep the back neutral. You can press the knees a bit in toward your hand, and then you feel your low back rooting a bit more down. Good. And then bring the knees in. Swivel right leg over left once or hook twice. Take the left arm over your right. And 3 times you're gonna squeeze it in. So exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale a bit away from that. Again, exhale, reconnect stability in your center. Inhale, move away. Add a last one and also lift your back of the hips. Squeeze and hold. Inhale all the way up. Release the arms above your head. Unwind your legs. Take a little wider stance. So fully extend the legs out. Maybe pulsate a couple of times. And then sway left leg over right, hooking once or hooking twice. Right arm over left. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze it into your midline. Inhale, open up. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale. Last one. Everything squeezes in. From there, lower head, arms above. One more time, stretch the legs up. Move your ankles a bit, toes all the way. Every part of your foot is now super happy and light all the way. And from there, hug the knees in toward your chest. Wrap your hands around. Take your feet down toward the mat. Walk your feet together and let your knees drop out wide. Now, if this is uncomfortable in your back, you find any other asana or position on the mat. Otherwise, hands onto your center. Feel the space that you created in your beautiful body. And take a couple of nice and long breaths to ground toward Shavasana. And remember that if there's anything that you store and hold, that you could release for more space and more lightness and softness. Just allow for the exhale to carry it out of your system. Transforming as you breathe in light and warm energy. And exhaling out heavy and old. Again, inhale everything that makes your heart happy and glowing. And exhale everything out that is still heavy on your mind or on your heart. And from here, you can extend one foot after the other into your Shavasana. If you have anything like a blanket that you want to cover yourself with, you can do so. Otherwise, just full release through the toes, feet. The arms can float sideways, or you can have your hands on your belly. And just take a super soft in breath. A little deeper. And a full exhale out. Good, one more breath together. Inhale everything in as deeply as you can. Good, top of your inhale, inhale a bit deeper. And then exhale everything out. Last full breath in. Again, widen the ribs a bit more than you think you could. And exhale everything out. Starting to gently bring back the awareness into your body, maybe also by having your hands on your center. Refill your lungs, your chest, your belly with breath. And as you breathe out, just squeeze one knee after the other, a bit into your midline, wrapping your hands around your knees or around your shin. And then turning yourself all the way over one side before you lift yourself up into your seat. Good, find your seat, close the eyes for a moment, ground the hands together in front of the heart. Take another moment of gratefulness and thankfulness for your practice, for your time, for your physical body, as a home for your spirit and soul. Namaste.